Alright, today I'm going to be listening to this orchestra piece by American composer Missy Mazzoli. It's called River Rouge Transfiguration, and it was commissioned by the Detroit Symphony Orchestra in honor of Elaine Lebenbaum. This piece was performed last year in Winnipeg, Manitoba, where I am at right now, hence why I have the score to begin with. And I think it's kind of funny that it was performed here because cutting through the city of Winnipeg is a large river called the Red River, and River Rouge, Red River. It's an interesting connection. The instrumentation for this piece is 2-2-2-2, 4-2-2-1, timp, two percussionists, harp, piano, and strings. Incredibly clear instrumentation page, as I have noticed with a lot of North American composers. There's a definite standard. And there is a recording by the DSO of this online, which is what I'll be listening to today. I guess I should give the percussion list. So yeah, the first percussionist is on chimes, glock, crotales, snare drum, and bass drum. The second percussion has a smaller task. They just have to do vibraphone and suspended cymbal. And yeah, it's a very clean score. So I can't remember if I actually saw this one live. I might not have. So this might be completely new to me. Very successful American composer. I believe she's currently based in New York. And she's held a few residencies, one with the Chicago Symphony Orchestra from 2018 to 2021. Before that, she was composer in residence with Opera Philadelphia, Gotham Chamber Opera, and a music theater group. She teaches at Bard College right now. Before that, she was teaching at the Man's College of Music. And she founded this composition lab. I remember her talking about this, called Luna, which is for female, non-binary, and gender non-conforming composers between the ages of 13 and 19. So, definitely busy running that nonprofit and teaching and getting all kinds of commissions and premieres. She's also active as a pianist and keyboardist, and she founded a band in 2008 dedicated to her own compositions. So that's very New York kind of approach to getting your music out there. And they have this album called Cathedral City, which was released in 2010. So that would definitely be something to check out. And in terms of education, we have Yale, the Conservatory of The Hague, and Boston University. So, yeah, incredibly accomplished. I'm excited to hear what this sounds like. I was fortunate enough to have one lesson with Missy, and we went over one of my orchestra pieces. This was at a professional development workshop here in Winnipeg. And, she left a very strong impression. She's very opinionated, but also a very kind teacher and very professional. So, I'm glad that at least one of her scores, which I have, has a corresponding recording, and we can actually check out some of it together. So, if you want to listen to this recording, it is in the description to the video. Okay, yeah, so this is a really fun sort of post-minimalistic piece, I think. Definitely has a lot of, the sort of slow harmonic rhythm and also very colorful harmonies of minimalism. I'm not like super familiar with minimalist composers, but it feels like it's a little bit in that vein of John Adams-y stuff. But it was really fun and rhythmic, and you really do have like a rhythm section pinning the whole piece down. It has this fascinating like sort of 2/3 thing going on, or 4/3, and the performance was pretty good. I think the strings were a little bit, I don't know, just some of the rhythms just felt a little bit off, but it felt like it had to really, like energy kept being injected into it. Like people just weren't really locking in, but that's okay. It's an orchestra. That's just sort of how it goes. Um, and yeah, there's a lot of like orchestral ideas in this that are used throughout the piece, right? It's nothing is used too sparingly. It's all fleshed out, and it's just a lot of things that just work. Like, these occasional brass swells, but also having, little 16th note things peeking out of different parts of the ensemble, sometimes in the brass. This sort of use of the flute to like accent things and like the upper register winds, and then like a lot of surprising amount of like long oboe melodies, um, versus like violin melodies, right? Trading off between those two parts of the ensemble. So very colorful, and a mix of like more creative uses of the ensemble, particularly in like the percussion realm, and then more like standard, like tried and true things like oboe melodies. Yeah, they sound great. Yeah, they carry it out through everything. Really good use of the ensemble. Everybody has something to do and multiple things to do. Everybody's having fun playing. It looks like a lot of fun, so I can see why it was programmed. I don't think I heard it live, but I'm sure the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra did a pretty good job. I might have heard sections of it like in rehearsal. Um, this sound on the chimes at the beginning is really cool, actually. So I might steal that one. Rubber mallets on the chimes. It's really cool effect. Um, yeah, it's one of those pieces that is like so well written for orchestra that you could probably really just find more and more things the more you dig into it. As it turns out, most of the orchestra scores I own that are pieces from the past 20 years or 10 years are all things that were performed last year at this festival. So we can move on now to some of the repertoire I have from other places, and not that I didn't enjoy what we've looked at so far, but it's getting a little bit homogenous. I want something that's a bit different in style now. So what do we have? We have a miniature by Jacques Zafra. This is going to be a super noisy modernist thing, so perfect. That's what we'll do. A couple days from now, we'll take a detour to a Mexican composer.